Hi there, it's Ruth at Artful Stamping with a Sunday ramble. It's post-Christmas, so I'm going to be just showing you a few bits and bobs of things I've been up to and different decorations and cards I've had from friends and stuff my kids have made. Anyway, so firstly, I just wanted to say happy Christmas to any of you who haven't heard me say happy Christmas already. We had quite a busy Christmas day serving lunch to some folk in the community, and yeah, we just had a really nice time, and it's just so lovely how generous folk in the community can be. We got donated 3 turkeys and a sack of potatoes and various other bits and bobs and finances as well. So all the kind of costs of the day were pretty much covered, and I ended up coming home with loads of spare food, like half a turkey and cream and all sorts of things. So I need to get on and make some lemon ice cream tomorrow with all the cream that I've got left. More of that maybe another day. Okay, so I've also finally finished this blanket that I've been making for a long time, and it was meant to be a Christmas present for my mother-in-law and father-in-law. However, it's going to be their wedding anniversary on the 31st of this month, so I'm going to get this packaged up and sent off. So I just wanted to show you how it kind of ended up. I decided to go for a bit of a pom-pom trim along the edge. So yeah, so this is the end of the crocheting, and then I have just done some extra rows, just done a single crochet row with a treble, and then for any Americans out there, that's, sorry, no, I've mixed terms. In Britain, that's a double and that's a treble. In American terms, that's a single and that's a double. And then I've just done a kind of pom-pom trim effect along the bottom, because I just thought that was just such fun and Christmassy, and it's reminiscent of that gorgeous pom-pom trim that Stampin' Up have had this last kind of season. Okay, so here it is. It just goes on, and then that's the other end. Okay, and the reason I've got my sleeves down like this, I'm going to push them up in a minute, is because these are my new pyjamas that I received from my mother-in-law, and they are just the softest pyjamas I have ever owned in my life. Every so often I wake up at night and just go, oh, these are so lovely. Okay, I'm just going to pull those away now. You don't need to see them anymore. Yes, I am filming this in my pyjamas. Okay, I'll pop that away. I just wanted to also share with you some of the gorgeous cards that I've received from last week's video, poking into the scene there, wanting to make an appearance. Yes, I've received some really lovely cards from fellow demos and also customers of mine using Stampin' Up products. So I was going to show you some of those first. I've got them all here. Okay, so let's have a look. This is a beautiful card that I received from my upline, Monica Gale. Hi Monica, thank you very much. Beautiful, and she's used the notelet card and envelopes, and then stamped some beautiful snowflakes on these. And I don't know if you can see this kind of shimmer there. I'm not quite sure how she did that. I'm still trying to figure that one out. I'm presuming she might have used maybe the new Wink of Stella, or perhaps just some shimmer paint that we have retired. But anyway, this stamp set is still current. You can still purchase this stamp set, which is really gorgeous. I'm not actually really properly seeing this up close, so it is a really beautiful stamp set. And then she sent me this beautiful ornament that I presume she's made, and this looks like the burlap that we sell, and that's the gold thread, and that's some red ribbon. She's decorated it with a little pine cone and berries, and so I guess you can purchase this sort of thing quite cheaply, perhaps as part of another wreath, and take it apart. And then she's just put the burlap on a wire and then scrunched it up. And let's just have a look at how she's done that. Okay, so she's zigzagged, kind of not gone straight through the middle, but and she's also obviously twisted it up a bit to make that really lovely ruching. So that's gorgeous. Thank you, Monica. And this will just come out every year and go onto my Christmas tree. So beautiful. Now, she's especially known for her Christmas tree decorating, I have to say. So if you ever go onto her blog, you might see a picture of it. Now, this card was made by a customer of mine who came to one of my classes, and she very kindly then gave it to me for Christmas. and it's using the Dove of Peace stamp, which she's coloured in really beautifully, and then stamped and inked all the way around there. So thank you. This is from my downline. She has a really clean style, which I love, and she's used the trees and inked over. This is white embossing, and then I think she's inked over the top of that, or painted on the top of that actually, and then she's got these little sponge. Oh, now is that using? I don't think that's a stamp. I think that's doing the pencil rubber technique, where you just get a pencil that has a rubber on the end, or an eraser, and you dab it into the white craft ink and then dab it on. Very effective. And then she stuck sequins and then popped a little bit of silver thread behind there. Really gorgeous. This is from another, she was a downline, but she's retired from that now, but she still loves Stampin' Up! Products, and she purchased this stamp set, and within days she'd made this. So she's stamped onto like a watercolour paper, and then watercoloured this all in, and then splattered ink, and it's just so pretty. It's just so lovely to see how this stamp set is so versatile. Really lovely. Okay, and then I received some other items that are not using Stampin' Up! Products, but they're just such fun and kind of homely items that I just wanted to show you. Okay, so this card was given to me by a lady who I actually knew not really very well, but I knew her about 20 years ago, and she's in the town that I used to be at university. I was in university in a place called Aberystwyth, which is right on the west coast of Wales, right on the seaside. And she went to my church, and when I knew her, her children were really young, and now she has 9 children, and the oldest ones are, you know, teenagers now, and it's really lovely to renew her acquaintance, as I did a couple of weeks ago. And she gave me this beautiful card. I was not expecting it at all. So this is handmade paper, and then I asked her, I think it was her son, how she made this, and she used glitter glue in a glue gun, and created the snowflake out of hot glue, and then obviously let it cool down, and then stuck it onto this beautiful handmade paper. And then she's obviously got beautiful handwriting, because she's then written Bible verses, and they shall call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins, and then added an extra verse, though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be white as snow, which is kind of really fitting because it's a snowflake. So she's not just thought about, you know, the visuals and the imagery, but she's actually matched the imagery with the verse, which is really lovely. And then inside, a quick flash, that's a picture of all their family together. It's beautiful. What else I want to show? Oh, this card here. Okay, so I have a friend who lives in Welshpool, and every year she hand makes her cards, and each year they're really different, but they're very much homemade, handmade, handcrafted in fact. And this year she's gone for a print, I think. She's obviously lino cut this out, or cut it out of some sort of rubber to be able to then reprint this multiple times. So you can see kind of like the inking, and I think that's just a little bit of a few little red dots she splashed on there as well. And she has beautiful handwriting as well. I'm not going to show you because you don't need to know who it's from, but yeah, it's always a pleasure to receive a card off her, and I'd never throw hers away. I always keep hers from year to year. Then I just want to show you a little ornament my daughter made at school. So sparkly and shiny. This is very her. Lots of glitter everywhere. Lots of gems and sparkles. Okay, so my daughter made that. And then at the beginning of December in Welshpool we have an event called the Winter Festival, and we have lots of kind of stalls out on the high street. Oh, the night before, so it's usually the first Friday and Saturday of December. On the Friday we have the switching on of the Christmas lights, and then the Saturday is the Winter Festival, and there are lots of different things that you can go and do. And we have the local Wildlife Trust offices. Montgomeryshire Wildlife Trust have their offices smack bang in the middle of town, so they opened up their offices, and you could go in there and make various items, and they didn't give much guidance. All they did was just they showed us the bits of wood and leaves and glue, and we were kind of left to our own devices just to create whatever we wanted. There were some examples of things, and so this is an item my son, my 10-year-old son made. So it's a log, and then he stuck these little tiny like cones onto it, and then stuck little eyes and nose. This is berries actually, to make these tiny little hedgehogs, and then just decorated it with a bit of green. Oh dear, which is drying and falling off. And then so that's just like a really cute Christmas ornament. I'm not sure if it's going to survive to next year. We're going to try and keep it safe and see if it will. And then my 8-year-old son, he decided to make an owl. Now he started sticking things down, and then it became an owl. So one of the eyes has fallen off. So this is the beak, and this is kind of like the tufty bits underneath the beak. And then we hung that on the tree. So that's quite imaginative. Oh, he's even put glitter on there. He stuck glitter glue, or glue and glitter or something. Very cute. So that's my children. And then the Sunday before Christmas we had a carol service, and I really wanted to make the carol service very children friendly and interactive, so we chose 3 crafts linked to kind of the Magi and the kings that came to visit Jesus, and my husband spoke about that. So we made, one thing was a crown, so I just cut out loads of bits and pieces of paper, and the children were able to make their own crown, and then they made a star. So my friend cut all these stars out. Actually, it might have been her husband as well, and she cut all these pieces of wool out, and the idea was that you just kind of wrap the wool around and kind of see what happens really, and then we attached this Bible verse, we saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him, and then attached a little bell so that can kind of hang up, and we've had those hanging up in our house next to our Christmas cards. And then this was kind of an amalgamation of ideas I saw on Pinterest, and we made our own little jar of gold, frankincense and myrrh. Now it's not real gold in there. I actually ordered some fool's gold, just somewhere on my desk, and sadly it came, I think it came on the Monday after the event. So this is like fool's gold pyrite, but we'll have to save those for next year. Never mind. So instead I found some good old, I don't know if anyone used to use these accent beads. I've got a few of those left over from way back when, so we used some of those and some sequins. And then I ordered real frankincense and myrrh. So the resin that you can see in there, there's lighter ones and darker ones. Don't ask me which one's which, because I can't remember. And I even bought some charcoal blocks to burn the resin on, and the smell is quite potent. It is beautiful. It is a beautiful smell. However, it's quite strong, so all my kids and my husband complain when I burn it, but I think from time to time I will burn it because it's such a beautiful smell in the house. Yeah, so we made these little jars of gold, frankincense and myrrh, and then I did actually have a little label and a verse attached to that, but this is the first one I grabbed off the tree, which doesn't seem to have one. And then we tied ribbon so you could hang it on the Christmas tree and be a reminder of those gifts that were brought to baby Jesus and how kind of important they were, because they kind of signified what he went on to do and his role that he went on to fulfill, that prophecy kind of showed in the beginning of the Bible. So yeah, there we go. So what else was I going to show you? Oh yeah, I thought this was quite interesting. Okay, so this is a birthday card that my husband received for his birthday, which was again at the beginning of December. Lots of things going on at the beginning of December. And if I can just find it, I just want to show you. This is the stamp set that you can earn through Celebration come the beginning of January. And I just thought, oh my goodness, look at that. Look at the similarity. There's an aeroplane. I mean, even the font is kind of scripty. And look, the little clouds. Little cloud stamps. And there's clouds on it. So, hey-ho, Stampin' Up! Are so on trend They've obviously followed the same trend book as, who's made this card? A company called TLC. Not wanting to give them too much credit because, of course, you can repeat it with Stampin' Up! Products. Amazing. Okay, so I think that's the end of my Sunday ramble. Thank you very much for joining me, and look out for later this week. I'm going to be doing a preview of all the different papers that you can get in the spring catalogue, and some information about how you can be involved in purchasing one each of all the different papers via paper share. And also advance warning for any customers of mine that live near me. I have got my 2016 diary and have already started booking events for classes. So my first event is going to be on Tuesday the 12th of January at 10 o'clock, and I'm in a new venue this time, so please get in contact with me if you don't hear the details via the normal methods of my blog, email, or Facebook, or if, I don't know, you don't get to speak to me or something. So please contact me via artfulstampin.co.uk or go to Facebook and find me. Just look up Artful Stampin and I'll be there. Okay, nice to catch up with you guys, and I hope you've all had a really super duper Christmas season, and I hope to catch you all again soon. Bye for now. Hi, it's me, I'm back again. I forgot to show you two more cards that I received. This is from a lovely customer of mine, and she has made this using an embossing folder and decorate it with some pearls and glitter, and then a really pretty Stampin' Up! Sentiment, and then punch that out. And this is from my friend Julie, who's a fellow Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and she's made this with that lovely stamp set, very nostalgic looking one from the Autumn Winter catalogue. And she's put a little bit of sparkle on there as well. Thank you, Julie. Anyway, just couldn't let those ones go without you seeing them. Okay, bye.